Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards right around.
Good morning and welcome to the MyTarot morning reflection. What a weekend. Here we are, the weekend for this big holiday that's coming up with family and everything else. Man, and I am totally thrown off my schedule. We now have a puppy, a dog. He's actually probably 9 years old now, so not quite a puppy. But we are happily dog sitting, which is nice because I lost my dog several years ago, and we haven't gotten another one yet. And so my schedule is completely thrown off, and I'm sitting here just zoning because I can say I am kind of tired this morning. So, but it was a really good weekend. Got to do tarot all day on Saturday. Up there at Soul Aura, which I'm going to be doing on a fairly regular basis. But that's always, I really enjoy just working with people and dealing with people. So that was a lot of fun. But now it's Monday morning. Yay, we made it through another weekend. And now it's that reminder, it's like for all that, maybe I'm a little bit tired, maybe I'm a little this or that. It's that reminder that we all get that way and that it's good to start a day with what? A breath. Listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. Feet flat on the floor, butt comfortable in the seat. Shoulders relaxed, neck relaxed. So all I can say is that I also have news that's coming up. So I have been asked to join with some wonderful people who are doing some wonderful work in a particular capacity. But I can't say anything until after January 5th, but I had a really good call last night, Mina and I, so kind of excited about that. So, taking that breath. It really is fascinating when doing live tarot, like I was doing on Saturday, just to see where people's shoulders are. And to ask ourselves, where are my shoulders right now? Are they up here? Or can I take a breath? So, here we are. I just want to say that also when reading live for people, sometimes people have certain stressors in their lives. Everybody's got these stressors. Everybody has these questions. But when we're doing the spreads, and I do multiple spreads, when I watch somebody, when they start talking about, the stress of today, and then asking them, well, where do you want to be tomorrow? And like, if you see that smile come on their face, I always love pointing out to somebody, you just took another breath. You'll see their shoulders droop. You'll see them relax when they start thinking about where they could be instead of where they're at. And that's part of what we do in the mornings. Or when we do take a chance to just reflect and go in. So, what do we got here but none other than our 3 stacks, each one like a different thread going out to the universe. Each one's like a different thought or idea. Or if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path. Because this stack will lead down one path, this conversation or this conversation will go down two totally different paths. And today, let's go with the center stack, which I like to think of as the heart. Let's go right with the center stack. And let's do our 3 and 1. And I'll flip each one over, like each one of these is a separate page in a book. Okay. So today we're starting with the Tower. So the Tower, whenever it comes up, people have the perspective of what you see in Hollywood, or it's the Tower of Destruction. It's this or that. And, I love asking people, particularly when you see this, what do you think it means? Because you hear about, oh no, something bad's going to happen. And it's pretty much across the board. But in reality, since this is the original tarot from the 1700s, it's actually called Le Maison Dieu, which is the house of God, and also traditionally known as the lightning struck tower. Now, what does that mean? So it's interesting because by now, if you've been with me for a while, the thing that I love to ask clients is, what's the one thing that hurts worse than a lie? And I had the opportunity this weekend again with the tower and talking to people. But the one thing that hurts worse than a lie is I like to bring up the truth. Because the truth is can tear down kingdoms, destroy families, and then I also bring up the fact that with the lightning struck tower, so if it's the light of truth, we have choices. Would we rather continue to live in that tower and not know? Or is it better to know the truth and then build from a foundation that's solid and built on the truth? So the lightning struck tower is just our eyes being open and making a decision that it's, yes, sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes, realizing that we need to take an action, realizing that things may not be the way we want them to be. But that realization is important, especially if we want to take charge of where we're going and what we're going to do. So now we have the King of Cups. So cups are spirituality, emotions, and feelings. The King is about taking charge, making sure things happen, takes care of the kingdom as far as, paying our bills, making sure that, everybody's healthy, taken care of, including ourselves. So that's what the King is. And the cards, of course, are gender neutral. It's not male or, it's not male or female, masculine or feminine. It's the energies that we're looking for. And the court cards can be us or somebody else. So to be able to get to the heart of what's going on, we need to be willing to actually look at those things that maybe we don't want to. Maybe I don't want to look at my budget. Maybe I don't want to look at the things that are distressing. But to be the King of Hearts, to be that king that has the empathy, to be able to move forward with an understanding, it's important that we are clear-sighted. And he's looking at something. So what is he looking at? But none other than the Ten of Cups, which is one of the happiest cards in the deck. So the Ten of Cups, again, cups, spirituality, emotions, and feelings. Tens are about completion. Tens are about achieving something and then living in that moment. Because life is a cycle, 1 through 10. 10 is a 1 and a 0. 10 is beginning of a new cycle of going to 1. But it's about living in that moment. So this is about taking a look at the things that we might have been avoiding, whether it's health, whether it's relationships, finances, anything like that that our inner king needs to take care of. But it's also, again, looking at it and realizing how we feel. Realizing how we feel and doing what we have to do anyway. Because ultimately the goal is to not just be happy ourselves, but maybe those around us, maybe making amends. You know, the King's Cup, is right there. And when he tips it over, it starts to fill other cups. So it's about filling our cup enough. And see how big that cup is, so that we can actually start spreading, whether it's spirituality, emotions, feelings, joy. If we can get a large enough cup, then we have something to offer others. And that's sometimes how we get out of ourselves. And here's the advice card, which is the Page of Coins. So pages, that is when somebody, traditionally if you read the books, it's like if you see a page, this is a younger man who is, but the pages are what? It's somebody who's willing to learn something new. It's somebody who's willing to start something. A lot of times if we look at our younger selves, we would be excited by the simple things. So a page is looking to learn, to grow. Page wants to become a knight, and a knight wants to become what? A king. And the coins are about being grounded. Coins are home, health, finances, and all those things that keep us grounded. The page has got his feet firmly planted here on the ground, 1 foot towards the past, 1 foot towards the future, and staring fascinatedly at the coin. So this is about taking what we've learned and going forward in the future. This is about saying that, life is a cycle. And when we grow into being the king. We come to the Ten of Cups, and it's almost like, it's time to start over again. It's time to, take what we have, take where we've been, and look where we're going, just like this king does. And then starting fresh again and saying, you know what? It's time for me to take a new perspective. The tower has changed who I am, where I am. Every day we change who we are and where we're going. And it's time to take the perspective of a page and the humility of a page and say, so I know where I've been. I know what I've learned. Where do I want to go next? So for today, it's about acceptance. It's about making a decision that, we all have our feelings. They're all valid. What can I do if I want to move forward and start a new cycle? If I want to take an honest look at it, the kingdom like the king does, in a positive way to fill my cup, and then, as the page, start fresh and say, the past is the past. What was, what is today is, and this is where we get to take this little seed that he has, and that little seed will now be based on reality. And then we just nurture that until we grow into our next cycle. So with that, just something to reflect on today. Where we are, what the facts are. What do we have to offer? And what is the next? What do we want to do with the seed of what we have today? And how do we want it to grow? And so with that, I hope you have an amazing... Oh, good morning, Rhonda, and good morning, Maria. Yeah, and it is a happy Monday. I'm so tired. Watching a dog, I forgot the joys of it and how tiring it can be when they're so full of energy. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever we happen to be. And again, have that amazing day or evening, and I will be back again tomorrow. Take care.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand.